Hi, welcome back this month where we're talking with Jonathan Goldhill. Jonathan, can I get your job title? What do you call yourself?
Bruce, I'm a business coach, and I go by the name The Growth Coach.
Now, as a business coach, I would assume that means you're teaching people kind of how to get their business working or working better?
Absolutely. I'm teaching people how to make more money and hopefully work less time in their business.
Well, we're talking business because one of the things happening with the economy right now is that people are getting scared. Obviously, not just people that are out there working jobs, making money, maybe on a payroll basis, but those who are entrepreneurs and maybe they've got their own business, or business owners who have, really large companies. There's this thing about whether you should lower your prices or your fees for services, your fees for goods that you might sell. Do you lower your prices in that fear that you want to be able to compete better with the guy across the street? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, unfortunately the answer is going to be, it depends. But that's not what your viewers want to hear today. So what we really need to focus on is, are they lowering their prices just to compete? And is it destroying the self-esteem of their company in the process? Because that's death. That is a death spiral that will continue to go down. And I'll tell you that in a competitive situation, there's always someone that's willing to go out of business faster than you are. So I have found that when you're selling, certainly in my case, a personal services business, that if you can deliver something that is of great value or even greater value, that lowering your prices just to meet the market need or the economic need out there it's like lowering your self-esteem so that you can be like everyone else.
What do we do? Is there anything you can guide people on in terms of lessening the fear of saying, no, I'm worth this, I am going to charge this month for my services?
So a lot of it starts with the 6 inches between our ears. It's what's your attitude with regard to the services that you provide. Personally, in my own business, I've raised my prices by tripling them, and I've lowered the number of clients that I've served, but I offer now a more premium service, and the clients that are working with me are getting greater results. So it doesn't necessarily mean that lowering your prices is going to give you more business. I'm more profitable now as a result of the changes, and it's something that I would recommend to a lot of the people that I work with.
And I would assume that at some point, this seems pretty obvious, if you lower your prices enough, yeah, you're doing a lot of work, but you're working all the time and you're still not making enough.
Absolutely. And so it's a diminishing game to lower your prices for most companies. So here's what happens, Bruce, is most people will end up lowering their prices. Then they've got to drive out cost to still be able to make the same amount of profit. And then if they're in a competitive industry, they're competing with all sorts of other people that are lowering their prices. And it's kind of a zero-sum game. It's not a great strategy, and it's very hard to recover from that type of an approach.
Okay, last question, I think, to be able to just sort of wrap this up. You said that depends at the start of this. When is it a good time to lower your prices?
So I would look at lowering my prices when I'm trying to fill the capacity that I already have. So if I've got fixed capacity in terms of space, maybe real estate, or I've got time that I want to sell, or I've got people that are fixed expenses and I want to make sure I'm keeping them busy, I'd rather recoup my expenses and get as much of that covered as possible. And so that's the situation where I would be doing that.
All right, so it kind of goes both ways. Tell us a bit about your business. How can people get a hold of you?
Pick up the telephone and calling me at 818-716-8826.
Jonathan, thank you so much.
Bruce, my pleasure.